Life is a challenge, meet it. Life is a dream, realize it. Life is a game, play it. Life is love, enjoy it. So, this is again an important aspect which Swami has taught us, where Swami says, whatever challenge that life throws at you, you should enjoy it, you should play, and you should realize it. Om Shri Sairam. My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba, my mentor, guide, guru and friend. As the saying goes, man proposes, God disposes. I'm going to narrate one such incident where there were several twists and turns. This incident happened in the year 2013. I was based at Singapore working in an international bank. And it is normally the practice in the bank that once the project is complete, it is the responsibility of the individual to look for projects within the bank. And the process is via interviews. So my project was coming to an end, and I was looking for another role within the bank. I started my search almost 2 months ahead of my project completion, so that by the time my project completes, I could be placed. Unfortunately, all my search went vain. I was not able to find any suitable role for my position. And it also meant that if I'm not getting placed, I will have to resign the bank and we will have to move back from Singapore to India. I left everything to Swami. If Swami willed that we need to come back to India, that is what is going to happen. So I didn't bother about what the outcome is going to be. I was just focusing on what is happening at the moment. It was the last week of the project and I hadn't found a role. So I said, okay, fine. So I started setting my mind for resignation and to move back to India. Just then my manager called me, and it was a surprise for me because he called and said that I was placed in a project where I would be a single man army and I had to handle this project end to end. It was a big blessing for me because this meant that my term with the bank is getting extended. However, the extension was not too long. It was just a 6 months extension, and the project was not an easy one. It was a tough project with very difficult stakeholders to handle. All these challenges I was able to manage because I started loving the project. I put my heart and soul to execute it to the best of my ability to see success. Again, I was coming to the place where this project was also completing. My 6 months period was almost ending and I had to again find a suitable role. And this time I was praying to Swami, okay, whatever is your decision, I will abide by that, Swami. So please show me the right path. With these prayers, I continued my search. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any role. And this project almost came to an end. I had just 2 days left, after which I had no role, so I had to resign. So just 2 days before the project ended, I met one of my friends who whom I've never worked with earlier, whom I just knew in a CSR activity. I met him. So I met him in the elevator, and it was just a very casual discussion of 2 minutes. He asked me what I was doing, and I just told him that my last day with the bank, maybe in the next couple of days, because my project was coming to a closure. And he asked me to come and meet him that evening. And I did so. I went after lunch, I went and met him, and it was a surprise for me because he said I was already placed in a project, and that project was a new project to the bank, and it was a very long project, a 5-year project. And he said I was placed in the project, and he asked me to meet the program director of the project in the next couple of days. I had no interview, no formal discussion with the managers, nothing. It was a straightforward placement, and it was very surprising because it is not the norm of the bank. They generally have at least 2 to 3 rounds of interviews before they choose a candidate for a suitable role. In my case, it was all so easy. Swami made it easy, and the next day I was already confirmed to be placed in that project. So this is how Swami extended my stay in Singapore for the next 5 years. From this experience, I have learnt 3 lessons, and I would like to quote from Swami's quotes. The secret of happiness is not in doing what you like, but in liking what you have to do. This is where I would like to express the project which I was placed first was a very challenging one, and it was very difficult for me to all alone manage this entire project with difficult stakeholders. But I started liking the project, which made me sail through the project easily to see success. The next quote which I would like to iterate here is, life is a challenge, meet it. Life is a dream, realize it. Life is a game, play it. Life is love, enjoy it. So this is again an important aspect which Swami has taught us, where Swami says, whatever challenge that life throws at you, you should enjoy it, you should play, and you should realize it, and you should live in it. The third important lesson where Swami has several times shown to us, and it's a message for all of us, is, come just one step forward, I shall take 100 towards you. So in my case, I had just put in little efforts to search for a role, but it was purely Swami who went 100 miles to get me a long-term project where I could stay back for the next 5 years within the bank. So with this, I would like to say that if we follow Swami's values, and if we constantly stick to Swami's teachings, we can always be assured of our success. Thank you. Jai Sairam.